Hi again, and welcome back into the vault. I think it's going to be my thing now as I point into the vault. So I've done it for a couple episodes now. Anyways, today we are talking about the Wisdomtree Classic. Super 3D Noah's Ark. In case you didn't know, Wisdomtree is a company that made Bible games for the NES, for the Super NES, and the Genesis. In fact, this is the only one they made for the Super NES. This is the only unlicensed Super NES cartridge from back in the day. And I've had this game rattling around for a long time. I only recently discovered that it's actually worth something. Who knew? Because this is... let's just look at this. Look at what's going on here. I'm going to bring this a little bit closer. Look at that artwork. You've got your Noah, you've got your little animals, and you can tell that the label's got the Actiplaque going on. See how the glue is bleeding through? They call it Actiplaque after Activision games for the Atari, which tended to have that problem, so it got called Actiplaque. Yay! Terminology of us nerds who collect classic video games. Anyway, this game's fascinating because, like I said, it's the only unlicensed Super Nintendo game, and because it's unlicensed, they didn't have the lockout chip. So what they did was they designed this game as a pass-through, and in order to function, it needs to have a legitimate Super Nintendo game connected to the top of it. This way, it reads the lockout chip inside of this cartridge and then allows the actual game to be played. The game itself is actually Wolfenstein 3D. It is literally Wolfenstein 3D that has been reskinned to be Noah's Ark. I don't remember the entire story behind it, but I know that Wisdomtree got their hands on, they for some reason got their hands on the Wolfenstein 3D code and changed all the levels to be brown to look like the inside of an ark, and instead of shooting the animals, you throw apples at them, which they then presumably eat and fall asleep. And that's pretty much the game. You run around the maze-like corridors of your ark as Noah, throwing apples at animals to put them to sleep. It is not good. It is relatively entertaining as a game, just from the sheer absurdity of it. But, I mean, look at this cartridge. Look at this monstrosity. None of the Wisdomtree games were licensed. So they all look a little funky, but this is probably my favorite shaped one because of the pass-through thing. Wisdomtree is still a company. These folks still exist, and in fact, within the last year or so, they just released a copy of Super 3D Noah's Ark on an actual Super NES cartridge. Like, you can get a brand new copy of a functioning, with the lockout chip, Super NES, Super 3D Noah's Ark if you want. Also, the Stone Age Gamer has the license to sell Wisdomtree merchandise. So if you want a Super 3D Noah's Ark t-shirt, head on over to stoneagegamer.com and you can get one, because that's a thing. They made other games like Bible Adventures, Bible Buffet, all varying degrees of awful. And there's just something comedic about the fact that Bible games, like the Bible games, are the unlicensed games. They're the ones that, they didn't want to go through the traditional channels. So these games about values and morals are essentially bootlegs. Phenomenal. So there you go. Super 3D Noah's Ark requires, here you go, one more time, lock-on technology. Before Sonic and Knuckles, I think. I'm not basing that on anything. There you go. Lock-on technology right there for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Thanks for visiting. Thanks for coming into the vault. I don't know. May the force of throwing apples down animals' throats be with you.